Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita from Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
And we have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you. So let's get started.
Today is episode 85, Transitioning from Summer to Fall Decor.
I can't wait to talk about this.
I know.
My favorite fall.
So it's August, not quite fall yet. And to be honest with you, where I am in South Texas, it doesn't feel like fall is anywhere close to coming around.
Can I tell everyone where I am today?
Yes. Go ahead, bragger girl.
Okay.
Bragger girl.
Well, let's just say I don't see any pumpkin patches where I am. I want everybody that's listening to just turn their head slightly to the right and imagine, close your eyes maybe, and imagine the Pacific Ocean.
Except if you're driving.
There. Except if you're driving.
Right.
If you're commuting, keep your eyes wide open. And imagine the Pacific Ocean right there and some palm trees and just yards of sand in between you and that beautiful water. I am so fortunate to be in Maui right now, but here's the thing, everybody. Decorating tips and tricks does not stop.
No
matter where we are. No
The
matter
show
where
must
we
go
are on the
on.
planet,
That's
we need to be
right.
together and we need to be connecting with you. So, hey, it's my family vacation, but it's all right.
You are. Hey, are we not part of your family? Come on.
Oh,
Hey, that's right.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, can I tell them the funny thing Laura said too?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm 6 hours behind Yvonne right now and 5 behind Anita. So it's still early in the morning here for me. If it's afternoon for these gals. And so my daughters are, and I'm like, you got to get out of the room and get your sunblock. Here we toddle off. Goodbye. And my daughter's like, what are you doing? She sees me setting up my microphone and she says, she turns to me, what are you doing? He said, I'm recording my podcast. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, I cannot wait to talk to Yvonne and Anita.
I know.
And connect with our listeners. And my daughter turns to me, she says, can those women not give you a week off?
Laura, no, honey, we can't.
And I don't
sorry.
want a week off. Oh my gosh, I would
we
never
just-
let you do this without me.
And we just came off from seeing each other in Atlanta and spending such fun time together. So it was like withdrawal, and we all went our different directions on vacations. And then, so, we talked here and there, and of course we text, we can't help that, but it was difficult. It's been difficult. So to hear everybody's voices together today is just so fun.
It is. I missed it so much. And then right after, we went to North Carolina in the mountains, and it felt so cool. It felt like it was time to get the pumpkins out. And then I get home. It tricks me every summer. I think, oh, the summer's winding up. And then I get home to Texas. Oh, not so much.
Yeah. And it really will be, it's usually the hottest it is all year in September in Southern California.
Well, in California, they're having some rough heat out there. Oh,
Yeah.
I just feel so sorry. Sorry, everybody that's out in California. I've been
know.
praying for you.
Yeah.
I know it's been tough.
So, well.
But if you're where I am, today was like 76. and-
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
now who's bragging?
Well, it won't stay that way. It'll get warmer, but we're getting a little taste. I got up in the morning and it felt just a little cool. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, fall's on its way. And the evenings are a lot nicer. Towards the end of August, anyway, they start getting cooler. So fall's my favorite season.
All right. Well, let's start talking about our topic, transitioning your decor from summer to fall. So, Yvonne, tell us why, because I think a lot of people at some point grab all the summer stuff, take it out of their house and change everything over to fall all at one foul swoop. But you're saying, so tell me, why would someone want to transition that over time?
Well, I did that for decades. Like one day I would just bring up all the big blue boxes, those big blue Rubbermaid tubs, and put all my summer things in it. And then lug them down to the basement and then bring up all my fall things and just do that. And like from one day to the next, it went from summer to fall. It was like, whoa. And then it finally dawned on me, I'm not going to lug the blue boxes. So I did a different way of organizing. But then there's a softer, gentler, and way more fun way to go from summer to fall. And I call that transitional decor. And to transition right now, I'm already transitioning into fall because as a blogger, this will be recorded later on when is really the proper time, but we're just in the beginning of August as we record this. I'm already transitioning because bloggers have to stay ahead, and I start giving a nod to the season. Like for me, like September's apples and this and that, and just things like that, acorns. But this year I've been using pears because pears,
I love pears.
Yes. And pears, they say you plant pear trees for your grandchildren. And so we're starting just to see local pears coming. Local pears run through like the end of September. And so pears are really big. So this year I'm just using pears, and I just did a vignette on my kitchen table. And I did not use overtly fall things, but I had a really big, beautiful bowl of green pears. And I do have like a soapstone pear that I sort of set up on the side as well as like a little bit of decor. So go ahead.
Well, I was just going to kind of restate what you're saying then. So I'm guessing one reason you would want to transition slowly is because that also follows what the season is doing. You don't suddenly wake up and summer is over and it's suddenly fall. It happens gradually over time. But secondly, what I'm hearing you saying is you have a lot of seasonal decor out, and it's quite a job to suddenly pile all of that up into bins, take it down to the basement, and then go get the fall things. So it's much easier to do it slowly over time. And the third thing I think I hear you saying is it's not really time for pumpkins yet. But
not really time at all. Not even here. And we live in pumpkin land.
Right. So you don't really have to go all the way to the pumpkin. So the pumpkin, maybe that's more when you're in full on in fall. So in the beginning, you're going to start slower with maybe apples and pears.
And just a couple leaves, a few acorns. And you know what I love to use this time of year? And this sounds really silly, but it looks so nice when you're decorating it in a vignette. I save all my my corks from like bottles of wine. And if I have them in like a couple little small glass containers, and they just give so much texture. And for some reason, they just look very fall-ish to me.
Oh, I would need such a big container.
You would need a jug.
Unless you're extras.
I'm just a collector of the.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's just something here. I am all about transitioning slowly into my fall and my Christmas decor. In fact, sometimes not everything even gets out. I'm that slow at it. But just think about you're walking into a store and you're hot. It's summer. You've got maybe shorts on or a little summer dress or something, and you're going to do an errand. And you walk into a store, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by pumpkins and Halloween costumes and goodness gracious, sometimes even Christmas trees. And doesn't that make you sort of feel queasy? Like, I don't want to feel like that when I walk into my house.
Yeah.
So don't do that to yourself.
And I think also part of transitioning, gone are the days where you'd have like the scarecrows and the this and the that and the like little wood cutout pumpkins and all this. I stay pretty much totally natural. I use natural elements.
Yeah.
And, I do bring mums in September because they're all over the place in the next. I mean, I can go 2 miles down the road and there's fields of them that are being ready to be brought into stores. And they're actually in those black containers on black plastic. And they have all these little, I guess, plastic sort of tubings that go into them that they feed them from that. And so we see that around here everywhere. So I'll bring like a pumpkins, mums in, and then put them maybe in like a champagne bucket, a silver champagne bucket, or put them in something galvanized, but it's all pretty much natural, except for my plastic pumpkins.
So that's what
later on.
Ask you, So what do you use for fall then? You're using natural elements. Do you use
Mhm.
anything that's faux? That was you kind
Well,
of
yeah,
answered
I
that,
do
guess.
have
Mhm.
really realistic green apples. I mean, they're really realistic. But here's the deal. If you go, I have pears on the table. This is so cute. My mom came over earlier today and we're talking. We did a few errands together. And she saw the pears in this bowl that I had in the vignette. And she said, "Oh, they look so delicious." And she touched one. She said, "Oh, Yvonne, they're ripe and ready to eat." She said, "I'll take one home with me." And I thought that was so cute.
No, you won't.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It's economical if you use real apples or real pears, put them out for a few days and then, then just make something. I was going to make a galette with them, a pear galette. I still can. I have enough left, but you just use them and eat them. Or I use mums because mums are plentiful around here. And here's my secret weapon.
Listen.
All right,
I know.
I'm leaning in.
And I've written so many posts about this. Pine cones.
Ah.
If you mix pine cones, even like with green apples or, anything that's a nod to the season, pine cones starting now, even through the winter, are very versatile.
Great.
Yeah, you don't think about it, but
idea.
it brings that warmth, it brings texture, it brings nubbiness, because that's sort of what you want to see a little bit.
And some of those apples can sit out for a long time.
Oh, apples can sit out for a very long time. I use green apples all the time. I have. In fact, Yvonne and I had that 10-minute decorating group that we're in, and I have a post about just all I did was put little apples at various places in my house, and it changed my whole hutch. It looked completely different. And I'll do a big giant bowl of them. And I also like to pick the hydrangeas from my garden. I let them go and I let them age right on the plant. And then you don't even have to worry about hanging them up or having them get misshapen.
You don't want to hang them up. That's not a good thing to do.
They don't.
The shape isn't pretty.
Yeah. So you let them go and they get sort of that burnished color. So there's some tans and there's some maroons and there's some deep purples. So there's all those pretty fall, natural and soft and transitional fall colors in there. And you can, even just if you had two flowers, how large they are, you can cut them up into the little sections, just snip off little stems and tuck them in with the apples in a big bowl or in a long bread bowl or something like that.
Now that would look gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is when you really want to get those dough bowls out.
Get the dough balls out.
Oh, and I do put them away for summer. Isn't that funny? Because to me, they're so warm looking.
Well, I think of them as being fall because of the color. Now, for the summer, you can put moss in there, but I really think of it as being more for fall. It's just made for throwing things in there that don't sit flat and very organic, fall things.
Like I love moss balls. Willow balls. Those are the willow balls. Get them out. They're really beautiful this time of year. What you don't want to do is wear yourself out, like throwing all your stuff up. Take your time, pick something. Like usually I start with a vignette that I can transition. And I actually have 3 posts about transitional vignettes going from the summer to the fall. I'll put all those up there. I have a complete guide to all things about cut hydrangeas from the minute you cut them to drawing them and decorating with them. So I'll put that up. But the thing you don't want to do is just throw up all your decorations for fall all at once. Take your time, enjoy it.
What about rotating
process?
It too? I mean, I don't think my approach is very little fall, very little seasonal things.
Like a nod. You're just giving it a nod.
I do more of a nod. So I don't, well, in fact, I do so small of a nod. I remember one time being in a fall blogger tour and one of the comments was that my whole approach was lame-o. She said it looked like you phoned it in.
Oh. You are the least phone it in person I know, Anita.
Oh, well, it was funny. Well, I mean, I said, read the title. It says 10-minute fall decorating. What can you do in 10 minutes? Not a lot,
I'll tell you, bring out your lanterns, bring out more candles. Yes. And because, of course, the days get shorter and the days get shorter everywhere. So that's a good thing. Don't forget your front door.
Oh, great idea.
I do an early fall wreath and then a regular fall wreath, that I have some kind of like, the showy colors and the pumpkins and things. But I have a couple posts on a couple early fall wreaths that you can use in August, like through September. And I just really think if you start the pumpkins now, by the time you get to Thanksgiving, you're going to get tired of it.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you're
that's true.
so tired of it by that time. I mean, and I feel that it's so exciting every year to take the Christmas things out and get going, but because of what we're doing with the photos, you get such an early start. I think sometimes, is it St. Patrick's Day yet? And I still have, I know. Christmas tree. I mean, but because I started so early, so yeah, I mean, we're doing it, and yeah, we're trying to take as much time as possible. And when you don't have to take photos and create blog posts and all that, you can really take your time and draw it out and enjoy a slow transition. And if that means for you just a bowl of different fruit, that's great. That's fine. It's going to give you a visual. It might give you even some scent. And yes, you don't have to be hauling out all the pumpkins and, getting ready for Halloween and all of that right away. Halloween's a long time away. And so take it slow, enjoy it. I think of this time of year as the colors of more sort of like, almost like a bleached wood and sort of pale colors of natural woods and some yellows and greens, not really diving into the orange yet. Just something.
All right, I do love
that. Brings up my
orange.
question. Do either of you actually use orange in your fall decor? Because there's a lot of bloggers that no longer even use orange pumpkins. They use white ones. And I actually found at my local Whole Foods, they have natural white pumpkins. They're not fake ones. They're real.
I love white pumpkins. And around here, I can go in any direction, like 5 miles, and I'll go to an Amish greenhouse or a farm stand. They have tons of them. I have so many pumpkins are grown in this area, and so many varieties that I can really get my hands on almost anything. But I did paint all my orange pumpkins white, and they look pretty good. I mean, they
So,
really look
do
good.
either of you use orange then in your fall?
I do. In decor, I do. But I don't use like a straight on orange, like an orange crayon. I like burnt oranges or umbers. And I have a burnt coral that I just love. I have these pillows and they look nice in my house. So I don't use like full on orange, but I'll use variations of, I'll tone it down a bit.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet.
So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
Well, I always have used orange, and I love orange.
I do
And
too.
In my other house, that was autumnal colors.
The Tuscan one? Yeah, whatever.
Nah, it was autumnal. Orange was perfect, and I really liked it all year round because it's fun. It's a summery color too, and it can transition to fall. But I just love orange pumpkins, and I do love white pumpkins, and they actually go a lot better with the look I have now in my current home, but I will definitely use orange pumpkins. But you can get such a variety of pumpkins
You
now.
can.
That's
The
true.
Cinderella shaped
Oh,
ones.
I
and
love those.
Yes.
stacking
And there's
different
some in
pumpkins.
kind of some green colors too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're
So
really, they're called blue, believe it or not, but they are green.
Okay. So what about, I found some wheat that was bundled up.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of for tabletop. And I
Yes.
love that because of what you said, Yvonne. It's very natural looking. It's not just something, that's what I love, are using natural elements for the seasons more than something that's written out that says Halloween on it or fall on it. But
Right. Trick or
something
treat. Yeah.
Trick or treat. Just
And
something more
another
subtle.
thing
Mhm.
is burlap. Burlap and fall
Well,
go
that's
beautifully
true.
together.
That's true.
So
Tuck
get
it
those
in.
burlap runners out. Get
Right.
a little bit more warm, a little more textural. Here's what I would say: decide where you're going to start. I usually start with like either a vignette or I'll do my mantle, and then I just don't get too crazy anymore like I used to.
So you scaled back.
Oh yes, because you don't need to have a lot when you're using beautiful natural elements.
Right. Well, and my feeling is if you have your house designed and decorated the way you love, you're not going to want to change it much. You're going to be very
Disrupt it.
happy with it. Right. You're not going to want to disrupt it. You're not going to want to change it. So you're just going to want to add some subtle touches. I think sometimes people are not happy with the way their houses look, and that's when they end up adding lots of seasonal elements where I feel like, well, if you spend that money more on the foundational elements, then you'll be happier with your house and you won't feel the need to do as much seasonal.
Or if you have
things.
been a school teacher like me,
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that's just part of who
you're
you are.
compelled to go from season to season.
Right.
Well, and and the other thing we're not really saying about being bloggers is because we work with magazines and so forth, a lot of times our seasons are off because a magazine wants something that's Christmas and it's July. Or one time I was finishing my book and I had my Christmas stuff up. I had to take it down to take the pictures and then put it back up.
Anita,
And it's a lot.
Wasn't someone just in a magazine?
I was just gonna.
Yes.
Yes.
Who
Yes.
was in
Yvonne is
Cottage
in
Journal.
Cottage Journal.
Yes, I was just in. I'm in the fall edition of Cottage Journal this year.
So check that. Now, when will that be out? Yvonne?
It's out now.
Okay, so we can go get it.
You can go get it now. I'm also going to be in, and I think it's sometime this fall, early fall, probably soon, in Women's World. They picked up my early fall wreath, the one that has all the green apples in the bottom.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
You have 3, right? And you have actually 4 coming out this
I
fall.
do.
4 magazine
I
pictures.
do. Mhm.
You're Miss Popular.
Wow.
Well, and I'm going to be in Celebrating Everyday Life, the premiere issue this fall.
So am I. That makes
Is that
5.
one of the ones?
No,
Fantastic.
I forgot.
Oh, that was you forgot about that one.
Yeah, 5. And I shouldn't, because I actually did a fall post. I did a fall article on using pumpkins in decor.
There you go.
Well, listen, there you go. We're speaking to the expert here.
Well, let's get back to transitioning. A nice area really to transition is to do a fall coffee bar. if you have like a place, a lot of people who drink coffee or tea, just put like, maybe you want to put a little tiny vase of dried hydrangea, or, a few little, cut some mums and put it in a little tiny vase.
So where would someone get, hydrangeas don't grow well here. Where would someone find some dried hydrangeas?
I guess I'm not speaking then to people who don't grow hydrangeas. Hydrangeas grow a lot. I mean, it has to be pretty hot for them not to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not. So, they don't really grow here,
and they don't. If you get them from the florist, they don't dry. They're very full of moisture. They're beautiful, but you could still, get some, maybe some little mums.
So you cut your own from your yard and then dry them.
Well, you'll have to. I'll put my post up. There's a way to know when you can cut them when some of the moisture's left the bloom, and it's safe to bring them in to dry. Yeah, I do that all the time. Let's put that
in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
And here's it. Or you can do a vignette and I have a big crock and I filled it with hydrangeas that were drying, and like a basket weave bowl of green apples and a candle and my 2 little glasses of cork that look so cool. And then as the season goes on, I remove the hydrangeas and I'll put bittersweet in there.
Yeah,
or a mum. And then you just take, your bowl of apples and you replace that with a pumpkin and you're done. It's not like you've got to recreate the wheel. Right.
And then you can replace your pumpkin with a bowl of Christmas balls and you got that going on. So what we're saying is it can be easy and fun and just a little nod, and can go such a long way rather than doing a big splash. I always like to have a little nod to the season right in my entryway because it greets people and I get to see it when I'm coming and going. So last summer, towards the end of September, when it's still super really hot in Southern California, but I was able to find those little white baby boos. So I actually did on a silver tray. I did maybe it was like 3 little baby boos, and then I mixed in some starfish and a candle.
And how cute!
It was so pretty, but that is really just straddling the cusp of the 2 seasons.
And you did not really do any cross-holidation.
No cross-holidation.
Now that's a word that I actually made up.
Okay.
And it's cross-holidation is when you put
I
up your
am
Christmas.
Offended by cross-holidation.
So am I. When you have your Christmas decor already up and you still have your scarecrow outside.
Oh yeah. My daughter and I, when we'll walk the dog, and if somebody has a pumpkin and a Christmas wreath, you almost want to go knock on the door.
You almost want to take one away.
Yeah. I'm going to take that pumpkin away for you. I'm going to help you out.
But I want to make that word popular so it will become part of our vernacular. So
put that in the show notes. We can spell
all of
it
our
and
listeners cross-holidation but see, you had that mix because you do live by the beach, and so those little white pumpkins and those starfish go well together because it makes sense where you live.
Like I'm so glad that wasn't offensive.
Yeah, you barely scraped by there, I think.
But if I did it, it definitely would be cross-holidation.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you think geography plays into the cross-holidation?
Oh,
yes. That's why people that live near the beach can do Christmas trees that have a beachy theme.
That's true. Okay. All right.
Let me talk about this as well. Think about making an autumn banner. Because you can literally
banner?
Keep that
Is
up.
that like bunting?
Well, I did one last year that this time of year I love to use the pages from old books for some reason.
Oh yeah,
because they're slightly
you're
yellowed.
Gonna get in trouble with the librarians. I know.
No, they're my books. They're my books.
No, I know, but people don't like books being taken apart.
Well, let's just say it's my book. So
okay, so let's say
if you cut up my book, I'm going to be really upset. If I
would never cut up either of your books.
Let's say that we're talking about a book that's kind of fallen apart anyway. Okay,
yeah.
Let's just assume that. Okay,
okay.
Didn't I help you out here? Yeah, I know you meant it.
And I cut out oak leaves and maple leaves. Just about the real size. And then I did the same thing using burlap. And I
Are these leaves you had from a book? Tell me where they came from.
I actually have the the
Nita Jean,
banner
stay
on
with us.
on my
I
post.
the leaves
Other
out of the
people
book
might-
pages.
Other people might have missed it
Yes.
too. I'm not sure where they came from.
well,
From the books?
From the book. No,
Okay.
I have a template. I'll make sure I put that in my show notes.
Okay.
But anyway, and I take a piece of twine and I string it from one side of my mantle to the other. And then with clothespins, old clothespins, I clipped all the maple leaves, like one maple leaf and one burlap leaf, and then about 4 inches down, a oak leaf and a burlap leaf with a clothespin together. It's like I'm hanging.
so charming.
And it is so pretty. So think of doing just one thing like that. You don't want to get too carried away. Or just make something that says autumn, or something that says I heart fall, or, whatever you want to do. A little something like that is a nice intro to the
Okay.
season, because it's not pumpkin-y or orange, but it will last all season.
So if somebody wanted to do one thing, what would you suggest they do, Yvonne?
Oh, definitely. Can I say two?
Oh, man, she's gonna say
I
something.
Because we haven't said the P word.
Oh.
Pillows.
Okay.
Pillows.
Okay.
I would say grab a couple of beautiful pillows in great colors that are really nubby this time of the year. You don't even have to go for pumpkins yet. But
So
just get-
pillows, and what
Mhm.
was the second one?
Oh, definitely do a vignette, either on your
vignette.
coffee table or on your kitchen table.
Okay,
Mhm.
Kelly, what would be your one thing?
Okay, I would take a big bowl, and I would fill it with apples, as we discussed, green ones.
Mhm.
Maybe toss in some of the hydrangea that I mentioned, and I'm known to pick up acorns along life's
Oh, I
path.
love that.
Oh,
And
great
so I
idea.
have several bags of acorns that I just collected, and so I'll just scatter them on a runner
Oh.
down the middle of my table, and then add some candlesticks. So
Oh,
maybe
Kelly,
Oh,
that sounds so
nice.
pretty. Now, let me
And-
just tell you, we're going to get mail about this. So you really should debug them, because they have little worms in them that'll wreak havoc with your house.
you're
and
ruining this for me now.
I'm so sorry.
It's all
Yeah, but
falling apart.
we're getting mail. No, you can put them in the oven. You can bake them at
Oh.
250
I
for
have
like
to say,
20
I've
minutes.
but I honestly have never had that problem. So
I
I'm-
haven't either, but I've gotten a lot of
Oh.
mail on that when I do
Oh
something
wow!
with
Okay,
acorns. Mhm.
all right. Well, let's
It's
be
amazing
careful.
what we get mail on. Well, so
Well,
my one
yeah, I
thing
have
would
something
be
to tell you about mail in a minute, but you go ahead.
Oh, okay.
all right. So my one thing before you get to the mail would be a wreath. So that would be my
Mhm.
suggestion if you're just doing one thing. And those you can buy pre-made or make it yourself. Maybe even some magnolia leaves. I think there's some.
Pretty.
I mean, I would definitely go
Magnolia
next.
leaves transcend all
Right.
seasons.
Well, just
Mhm.
like my boxwood wreaths, I love them so much. I leave them out all year
Mhm.
round.
Definitely.
All
Okay.
right.
All right,
So,
we've
Kelly,
learned.
what?
we,
yeah, go
we've,
ahead.
I have one more little tiny tip, little
Mhm.
idea. I did this I have a post on how to decorate a bookshelf, and it was a fall one. And so many people commented. I just had a small jar that did have a lid to it, and I got orange crayons, perfectly sharp. You know, when you were little and you would get a new
like they're
box of
brand
crayons,
new. Yes.
brand new. And I probably bought 4 or 5 boxes of Crayolas so I could get enough orange ones. And I just put them in the jar and I put them on my bookshelf. And that was so cute. And so many people comment
How
on that.
cute.
And it's just a little off nod
Yeah.
to the season, but it's really was sweet. And it seemed to resonate with some people. So I mentioned that it's an easy one. I mean, it can't stand alone, but you could add that into a vignette.
Ding, ding, ding,
Cute
ding.
idea.
Tip of the day.
Oh
Tip of the day.
you the day.
Hey, you're going to see that on my open shelves this fall.
Oh, you do.
That's
it.
So how many packets
Adorable.
of crayons does she have to get enough to
Well, you
orange
know,
ones?
There are several orange ones because there's, if you get the box
Oh,
of
that would look
64,
so pretty. Yes.
yeah, and they have, it runs the gamut from the very bright orange to sort of the burnt oranges.
So what if you bought a bunch of a bunch of crayons and then sort them by colors for each season? So you got the orange ones for fall, and then you've got the multicolored ones, the bright colored, the pinks and greens,
Spring.
all that for the spring and the summer.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what you'd use for the winter, but I'm sure you can
White.
find something.
Or red
White.
and green.
Well,
Ooh.
there you go, red and
Yeah.
green.
Mhm.
Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health: potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
I don't know. There's just something about a new box of crayons, too.
I know.
Still makes me super excited.
We have the Crayola Crayon Factory about an hour and a half north of us. And that is a must go. So I maybe will call them and say, do you sell just like one single color? They must.
Oh, they must.
They must do that.
Yes.
That's would be good.
Well, when we go visit Anita, that'll be on the, we'll do that for a day trip. Okay, so I don't know, girls, it's still a little early here in Paradise where I am, but I know it's an afternoon where you are. So you might want to consider what one of our listeners has said to us. So we got an email that we got such a hoot out of, you guys, and we wanted to share it.
And we just say thank you. We love every email we get. You are so kind, so wonderful. You're thoughtful in what you suggest. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we do really respond to everyone. It took a little bit of time because my book launched, and then we went to Haven, and now I'm on my family trip. So I've been responding, and yesterday I spent some time responding to everybody. And this is one of the ladies that I was emailing with yesterday, and it's Christina. She lives in Northern California. And so Christina, it's a very nice long email with lots of juicy topic suggestions as well, which I've put on our list. So some of them are so good. But Christina says, hi girls, I love your blogs and especially your podcasts. They're so lively, fun, and informative. I listen to your podcast on my work commute. I always love decorating, and now I'm in the middle of a house renovation. Yikes! It's a little overwhelming. Scary. But your advice and guidance has been so helpful and entertaining. You make it fun. And here's the really the hoot part of this email that you guys we just really got a laugh out of. If I were to party, Kelly would be a martini or a Cosmo. Yvonne would be a hard spiked lemonade, and Anita would be a glass of our California wines. Okay, maybe a French wine. Thanks for all the good info, Christina in NorCal. And then she goes on to give us, so many. I'm scrolling, and so many good ideas for upcoming episodes. So Christina, thank you so much.
Thanks, Christina. And you got me right. You hit the nail on the head.
And
with
she
me.
got me pretty right too, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
A Cosmo was so elegant. I've never had a martini, but I might have to try one.
Well, you're in paradise. Do it.
Exactly. So today has been so much fun. We got tips, we got drink ideas, we're going to tour the Crayola factory together. It's been so great. We are so happy to be with you, and we're so happy to have the opportunity to come together and share this time with you. And we want you to remember that we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us.